Everybody joining Linux Survival. So have you ever really thought about yourself in a situation where you have a very severe time limit with the time a day left in a crappy situation where you could literally face life or death out in the wilderness, right? So this video is kind of an experiment of that. I don't do a lot of camp out videos because I kind of find it boring to do such a thing, but we're going to do it this time around, guys. So we have a nasty wind coming from the southwest and the southeast kind of crossing here right now. Probably around 10 miles per hour gusts up to maybe 15, something like that. And we have roughly 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes ish, something like that, before the sun sets. Completely pitch dark out here. So, what my idea is, I'm going to try to set up a camp, get enough firewood to last throughout the night, and see how this goes. This is going to be a very interesting experiment. I don't have my winter coat on. I do have my proper boots, socks, and pants on, because my thing is this: I want to see how hard it would be for somebody who, experienced or novice, one of the two, is in the mindset of, oh crap, well, if I go farther up the trail or the next bend or this twist or this shortcut, whatever it's going to be, and I'll be back at my camp, RV, hotel, lodge, whatever it's going to be, right? So now you're screwed. You got lost, right? Okay, compass map, whatever, to resection out here in the eastern woodlands, unless you're in a high elevation area and there's like some kind of distinctive landmark in your view, ain't gonna really happen. So kind of sucks, but whatever. So that's the premise of this video, guys. What's gonna happen, and I'm gonna get going because I don't have a lot of daylight left, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Okay, so this is where the video might get a little boring for some people, but bear with me. So when you select a campsite, you got to be a little choosy about it, even if you are in a time limit situation. Now we know the wind is blowing mostly from this direction and does crosswind from this direction. So having our back of a shelter towards the main source of the wind, which is the southwest, would do us good. Now also this crosswind will help us if we have a fire out here in front of us, not have smoke billow into our shelter, smoking us out of it. So that should help in theory. We'll see how it works. And what we're going to do now, right? Okay, so wind direction we discussed. That's part of the 4Ws is wind. Other one will be Widowmakers, as you guys can see, hopefully. The trees around me are alive and healthy, so not too concerned about Widowmakers. So Widowmakers, wow. Widowmakers, so we're good there. All right, good. Now, wood. Do we have a plentiful supply of firewood? I see a downed pine branch over there. Gonna be perfect for that. I like that. Some more dead trees off the distance there. Some dead maple. I think we're gonna be fine with firewood, at least for the beginning. And water. Well, there's snow everywhere, so I can just melt the snow. There we go. Now, I always say the 4Ws and 1G, game trail, okay? Because I do live in predator country. Granted, been walking around my property all winter. Haven't seen much besides coyote tracks. But you never know. So, game trail. Is there a game trail nearby? No, there's not. So I think we're good. Okay, so that's going to be the 4Ws and 1G campsite selection. And we're going to go from here. Okay, no big dead branches up top either. I forgot to mention that last time, guys. Okay, folks. So reality of the situation is it's about 6:50 p.m. right now. Um, don't really have a whole hell of a lot of time, less than an hour right now, to gather what firewood I'm going to have with me tonight. Ideally, if I actually say in this scenario would have stopped sooner and went, okay, you know what? I don't know where I am. I'm completely lost. I need to build a shelter now. I need to get my firewood around. At least do those two things, because more than likely you probably have water. You have some kind of food with you. Hopefully, have some kind of tarp with you as well, so you can make an emergency shelter like that in 5 minutes, and then you can focus more so on firewood and water at the situation, and then also try and get yourself out the next day if you can figure that out. Now, fire. We can do a long fire in front of the shelter, which would be way preferable in a cold weather situation. However, due to the time frame here, I keep referencing that for a reason so people don't forget. Due to the time frame, you have to think about the mass amount of firewood you're going to have on hand in order to do that. Now, with a little folding saw like this, you could do it. It depends on what's going on in your environment, what you have available to you. I'm probably going to opt for more of a medium-sized fire within my central area of my shelter here. So right center in front of it. My feet might get a little cold, but I can always curl up in a ball, thus bring my whole core together if necessary. Or it might be warm enough anyways, so I like to sleep when it's cold anyways. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. Gonna get going on the firewood. All right, folks. So we got our fire lit. It's working its way up this way, obviously, and just laid in my shelter. Actually, pretty toasty. Not too bad. I might actually start sealing off this side too, because when I laid down, I noticed the wind was starting to come through there in my shelter, which kind of sucks because it's like, oh god, it's just everywhere. I swear up here the wind does not make up its mind. It just changes on the dime. So, gonna keep this alive, guys, and keep gathering more and more firewood throughout the night. And it's gonna be a cold one, but it should be fun. All right, folks, so you can see the fire is doing pretty good. It's alive, got some good embers down in there. I think it's actually melted down to the ground now. My brush shelter, as incomplete. It's not where I wanted it to be. As you guys can see, there's actually some holes behind me, but that's okay. I like to get used to the weather anyways. But as you guys can see, even with the gust of wind, I'm fine. It's actually almost too hot for me here. But I switched this around. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. But there's actually some heat waves going up right in front of my ridgepole right here along the smoke. Now, the reason why I didn't finish this off like I usually would, or you think you would in the textbooks, is because of two reasons that I learned from experience. One, you don't really need a whole big shelter right here unless you're going to face some kind of rain or snow or some precipitation, sleet, whatever the hell. Then, yeah, I'd probably make this a little bit deeper and I'd finish this off so I wouldn't get wet from that moisture coming down, right? Number two, smoke. And I should have caught that on camera, but a whiff of smoke just came a little past that ridge line. It could build up and then smoke you out of your shelter, which is not fun. Sucks. So there's that. And I'm testing out this Morse Gahansky trick that I learned from his book, Bushcraft in 1983, where you put the I'm a little slow learner with this. You put the fire in your shelter side by side where the convective breeze is blowing through between you. That way, you still get the radiant heat from the fire for the most part, but the convective breeze is going to knock away the smoke from you. And thus far, guys, A plus. This is working out fantastic. So, yeah, just keep gathering firewood and whatnot, and see you guys when it's dark, I guess. All right, guys. So, thought crossed my mind while I'm out here gathering firewood because it's some plaster around here. The reason why people who are still watching this might wonder how come I want to practice making a brush shelter and doing a fire and all this other stuff like that in a timed event. And you don't have to go out before dark. You can do it in a certain amount of time. So like a alarm on your phone, or have a friend time you and try to set like a time to like 2 hours or whatever. Something realistic though. The reason being is because despite if you're a novice or experienced or somewhere in between, whatever, of an outdoor enthusiast, and it doesn't matter if you're camping, hunting, fishing, trapping, hiking, whatever, you could still wind up lost. I mean, I'll admit myself, no shame about it. Earlier this trapping season in October, I was out in state land, new area I've never been in my life before. I was down there deep in the woods, and something caught my attention. So I'm like, oh, what's down this way? Wandered about 200-300 yards, and thank God I had my compass with me because I stopped. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool, whatever. Turned around, I'm like, oh, wood shock. I don't know which way it came. So I whipped up my compass. Again, think Yahweh had that. Oh, there's my bearing. I went that way. If I didn't have my compass, would kind of suck. Would have took me a long time to figure out where I was going. So I'll admit it, straight up. I'll admit it. Because the thing is, too, in bushcraft and survival guys, if you get cocky and you're like, oh, I know the way, I don't need this, or oh, that's amateur stuff, whatever, you could find yourself in some serious shit. You really could. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I have GPS or my cell phone, or I have technology this or whatever. What if it fails? What if your battery dies? And it's cold out here. My cell phone's at like 15%. It's dying quickly because it's cold. GPS personal locator, or what the hell those things are called. Not only one, are they expensive? Two, I know what the subscription cost is. I know a sat phone is roughly about $400, I think it is. $200 to $400, somewhere around there. And the minutes per month is 150. I can't afford that. Can you? I mean, that's a big cell phone bill. But yeah, technology breaks. Batteries die. You lose it. It sucks. What you don't lose, as long as you practice it, knowledge. That's what you don't lose. A compass that doesn't rely on batteries, and you have it tied to your person or secured to your person somehow. You don't lose that. A map. You might lose, but as long as you know the general area you're going and you make a mental map of yourself before you go out there in the journey, again, the POA effect, the video I talked about before, there you go. Not too sure what the ambient air temperature is, but in here, it's not bad. And about almost 60 degrees, about 58, right where I'm at. Hopefully this firelight's giving me enough, but it is 4:40 in the morning, and I should have mentioned to you guys the diameter log that I used was way too small because now I have this problem where my fire is sinking down into the snow. That's a weird angle. Pretty bad, which yeah, means reduced heat, so that sucks. Another thing you could do is obviously just dig the snow out from underneath your shelter and stuff like that. But like I said, I was trying to do this for a quick, immediate shelter. But duly noted, learned from my lesson. Cheers and good morning. Love pine needle tea, guys. One of the best drinks you can have. Loads of vitamin C, some vitamin A, and other trace amounts of vitamin in there as well. So you guys can see my guest. That's what I woke up to this morning. So, rather her than a wolf or a coyote, I suppose. So there's that. Last night did pretty good. As you guys seen, I woke up in the poncho. Well, I woke up, obviously got up, set the camera, then recorded myself. But either way, I just kind of want to show you guys how I woke up with the tarp and the poncho and whatnot. I wasn't going to do the poncho. I was like, no, I'll be fine, whatever. But the wind was just, it was not letting up to the point where I thought I was going to last night. And the fire being where it is, and I'll show you guys. That's how far down it melted, and that's the difference. So I definitely recommend a lot thicker green logs if you can get them. And even then, I'm not even too sure that's going to really sustain it from falling down to the snow. Or if you want to shovel out your shelter area, you could. That's probably what I would have done if I had a shelter. But again, premises being we got lost. We don't have the exact supplies we would if we were just going camping, right? So other than that, threw on the poncho. I had my backpack, so there's good. Stopped the wind. Then it started lightly drizzling about 5:30, 6 a.m., somewhere around there this morning. Got up. It was still dark out. I'm like, whatever, I don't want to deal with this right now. Threw up the tarp, broke down, did that, and then lay back down. It's about 8:10 right now. And yeah, I woke up to this thing. So, not too bad. Just don't look me in the face again. That was gross. And it's only gross because I seen her eat chicken poop. So, I just think about that every time. Anyways, so guys, that's basically it. I think it was a success. If you ever got lost in the woods, yes, practicing these skill sets, like I said before, would be crucial. Just the fire, calm down. Would be crucial in order to keep you dry. Things I would have done differently, like I said, the diamond logs. I probably, if I could have had time, would have dug out my shelter so there's less snow between me and the fire overnight. On that, I mean, there's really not much else. I mean, obviously, in a real life situation, I'd be using my tarp opposed to making a brush lean-to like this, but not too bad for about 2.5 hours or so. Plus, getting all the firewood I had last night, which wasn't enough per se, but I have a lot of dead pine branches, and there's some dead maple and dead beech over here, like within 30 yards, 50 yards, something like that from me. So wasn't too bad, and I did have a flashlight, so I could see what I was doing. And my self-defense tool in my belt definitely gave me some peace of mind as well. So definitely fun, guys. If you want me to do more of these camp out, guys, let me know down in the comment section below. Maybe more detailed or maybe different scenarios type situation. We'll figure something out. Obviously, be within reason. I'm not going to put myself in actual life and death situation because that's just kind of stupid. So, anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Stay frosty, prep up. Yeah, bless.